In the second week of Project Even Par, we are playing all of the tee boxes here at Summerby. We are starting at the very front, 2,600 yards, going all the way to the very back, 3,600 yards, to get a realistic look at where I'm at and where I'm getting that 36, that even par score at. Little post-round debrief in the car. So, tee set number 1, 2,600 yards, great result. 4 birdies, no bogeys. That was fun. If you missed the first video in the series, I want to add context to this quickly on why this project is relevant to you. One is we need to work on our golf skills a lot more than we need to work on our swing technique. And this is a great way to get to the golf course, and this is a great mission. You have a specific objective and a goal when you head out there. And it simulates what you're gonna face during a competitive or a performance environment. You have a score you're trying to get to, trying to shoot your best. Every shot counts just like it would when you want it to. Throughout all 6 of these 9-hole rounds, I use this app called Golf Metrics. It's from Mark Brody. He came up with this idea of strokes gained, which has been used on the PGA Tour. We did an awesome podcast with him explaining what strokes gained is and why it's so important to understand versus just like fairway and regulation, green and regulation, that kind of thing. So I was tracking that during every round, and we're gonna see that data and use that to try to understand why the scores are what they are. So you can see during this first round, these stats are really, really good. I drove the ball well, I hit my approaches really good, I putted really good. And so it was really obvious that I shot the score of 4 under for this round. The strokes gained, how I was hitting the ball, regardless of what tees I was playing, were really strong. Hey, and if you want to take part in this challenge, put together our Project Even Par playbook. You can go download for free, and it'll give you specific missions to go do out on the golf course. Head over, the link is right below, so make sure to click that and go grab that totally free. And then let me know on Twitter, Instagram, shoot me a message of how it's going for you. We are moving back a set of tees today. We are at 2,900 yards. We're gonna play 9 holes and see what we can shoot. It is a beautiful, hot Sunday, and I have a few friends who've come to help me today. Hey, can you get a yardage for me, please? It's that way. It's that way, bud. Disaster just struck. Short par 3, hit it in the water, didn't get up and down, double bogey. Can we come back to shoot 36? Let's hope so. You know what's really funny is you go from those strong stats of round 1 to round 2 and barely getting to my goal. Hit a ball in the water, made a double bogey, made another bogey, but luckily, because the tees were up and the challenge was somewhat low for me, I was able to make the birdies and come back and hit that even par number. Let's be honest, golf is way too hard for most of us. When we go through this exercise, you're gonna realize that you might shoot 40, 42, 45 from the very front tees at your golf course. So when you step back onto those normal tees that you play, your expectations might need to change. I encourage you to do this because you might go through this, you start with your front tee box and shoot 40 and decide, I need to go to 225 yards and play from there to see if I can shoot even par. Because when you give yourself a real opportunity to accomplish your goal, and that goal is totally achievable for you, you're gonna be way more engaged. If I step up to a task knowing there's no way I can shoot even par from here, and I make 2 double bogeys right off the bat, I'm gone. And the rest of those 7 holes are not great learning for me. However, if I'm playing from 250 yards, 200 yards out from the green, but I know that shooting 36 is totally achievable, I'm gonna stay present, I'm gonna stay cognitively engaged in that task just to make sure that I can accomplish that, because I know that I can, and I need to prove it to myself. It needs to be somewhat difficult, but it can't be too difficult. It can't be going to the tips when you're just trying to break par from 150 yards. You need to find that balance. And this is a great way to do it so that when you go to the golf course, you can make sure that you are practicing smarter and that you're getting the most out of the time that you're spending on the golf course. Welcome to our third set of tees. We're playing about 3,100 yards tonight for these 9 holes. Let's go play golf and see if we can break par. Big hole, last hole, just bogeyed 17 to go 1 over. So I have to birdie 18, par 5. 205 yards in, grabbed a 5-iron. Let's see if we can make the birdie, come on. Another really close round here. Came down to the last hole. Last hole is par 5. Was able to hit the green and make that birdie because it was a little bit shorter because these tees were up. So I was able to hit the green in 2, get the birdie, come away with the score that I needed to come away with. You can see during this round, again, the strokes gained, the data of how I'm playing completely changed. The approach shots, the driving was just average, but I putted really well, so I was able to make up that difference there. So you can see how you can balance out your game. You know, one day you might have a really strong driving day, the next day you might have a really strong putting day, and they kind of balance each other out for a similar score. It's fascinating to see this progress, and we're gonna see it to change over these rounds. Round number 4, unfortunately no footage here, but this is from the tee box that I play the most at the golf course. It's where all the men's leagues happen and a lot of rounds happen. And I know from my experience, I typically shoot either like 35-36 or 39-40. Those are pretty much my scores, and it bounces back and forth between those. This round I was lucky enough to shoot a 35, which was fantastic. You can see that my strokes gained improved, that the driving was phenomenal, the approach was phenomenal, the short game was amazing, putting not so good. It is hilarious how that bounces so much. But great round, I feel like I was lucky to get this on a day where I had that nice 35 versus the 40, which can just as easily happen for me. So skated by this one, on to the next day. All right, tonight, second from the last tee box. Really big night because this is right at that edge. I happened to shoot even par on the last tee boxes. What are we gonna do tonight? Are you ready for one of my all-time favorite hacks to have an empty golf course? Okay, the secret is to find the day that they're doing a shotgun tournament. Hopefully it's around like noon. And then you come out to the course at 6:37 and it is just perfect. I don't know if there's anybody else out here. This is ideal. Thank goodness for a par 5 in the last hole, because I was able to get this round in at 36 because of that. So again, stats changed again from the previous day. The driver bounced back, really gained a lot of strokes there. The approach game was really good. Putting was bad this day, but was able to make up for it with the good driving and the good approach game. We have nowhere to go. The final tee box here, last one. We've come a long way, all the way through all these, and you know, I don't think I could have shot even par at all these at the start of this challenge, but I've gotten better, my skills have gotten better, and I've learned a lot. So here we go, last day, let's get to it.
honestly, I probably just hit one of the best drives of the year, the best 5-wood of the year, a great chip. I just missed that putt. So close to birding that 610-yard par 5. Yeah, these back tees are long. You know, as I think back over all these rounds that I've played as part of this Project Even Par, I can just see how much better I've been able to get. And I wasn't practicing in between this. Honestly, the only golf I've been doing is this Project Even Par, besides a random men's league here or there. I haven't been to the range. I haven't been hitting a bunch of balls or doing any of that. I've just been playing and working through this challenge. And I get questions all the time from people, which are like, how do I play better? I've gotten to a plateau, can't get any better, I've been taking some lessons, etc. And the reality is, you need to get out on the golf course. You need to work on your playing skills. As the ladies from Vision 54 say, it's about your human skills. It's about the playing skills that you have to use when you come to the golf course. It's about using what you already have, your technique, your body, your mental game, all these things, what you already have. How do you get the most out of it when you come out to the course? And I think one of the best ways is getting on the golf course, having a purpose, having a mission, having a challenge, and spending quality time out here working on your game.
This last round is hilarious. This course is legitimately really long and very difficult. And I happen to have my best game on this last day, on this last round. I mean, look at these stats. My driving was incredible. My approach game was amazing. My putting was awesome. In the short game, there's only really one chip, so that wasn't that relevant. My game was just in a great spot. And so I was able to make 2 long putts in the last 2 holes to make 2 birdies to shoot 1 under on this last one and literally shoot even par better from every tee box, which is unreal. What we all want to be trying to achieve when we head out to the course is to be cognitively engaged in what we're doing. When we look at the learning literature and we look at how we get better, it happens in the moments when we're really engaged, when we're mentally there. And you know what I'm talking about when you're playing around a golf and you're actually engaged in the process. Verse 1 where you've checked out, you know, something from work came up, a text, an email, you got in a fight with your wife and you're totally distracted and you're just going through the motions. That is not effective learning. That is not effective practice. We want to be in that engaged state. And this project, this mission, this goal really got me there. And I think it can get you there as well to improve that learning environment of getting better at playing golf, lowering your handicap, golf skills. We're not working on technique. We're here working on the game that we have today. How do we get better at that? How do we improve our skills? And I think this does an awesome job. Make sure to go snag that Project Even Par playbook. The link is below. It's on our website. I can't encourage you enough to take on those missions, head out to the golf course with a purpose and to go through these. I mentioned it in the last video, but if you're looking for help with coaching and a similar idea as this, there's a company called Operation 36. They have coaches all over the world that have a program similar to this, whether it's for juniors and adults. If you have kids, I highly recommend putting them into that program. It is getting fantastic results. And when I talk with coaches who are using it, they just rave about it and it is fantastic. Thank you so much for watching this series. These last 2 videos were just really fun to put together and to document this journey for me that I went through with this Project Even Par. If you have comments, make sure to leave them below. I can't wait to hear how it goes for you, what you think about this. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you can stay up to date. We have stuff weekly coming out there. That is the best spot to get info from the Golf Science Lab. And I hope to talk with you soon.